Hello again. So it is Thursday, November 9th. I just finished working all day here. I just wrapped up a 12-hour shift. And I left right after work and bombed out to the ferry terminal. Almost didn't make it over here, just squeaked in. But, you know, I've kind of been helping a bunch of people out this year, getting their tags filled, and this one's for me. So we need a little bit extra meat in the freezer. I didn't get anything last fall, so it's just the two bears from the spring and then Julie's moose. So we need one more little top up here before the winter and into next spring. So I'm gonna head over and see if I can't snag a deer or two or three if I'm really lucky. I'm allowed 3 off that island. But it's a management hunt, as we've been over before, so does are open from the 5th until the 20th this year, I believe. And then bucks are any bucks open right now. So anyways, that's the plan. I will touch base when I get to the other side. Bye. So it is 10 to midnight. Just rolled into the ferry terminal in Powell River here. So gonna try and get a couple hours shut-eye, and then I believe 6:50 is the first ferry out of here in the morning. So that'll put me on the island about 7:30. It's about a 40-minute ferry ride. So it'll put me on the island in time for a morning hunt. Then I'll hunt Friday, Saturday, and come back Sunday, unless we tag out sooner. Yes, so I did not manage to get that on camera, I'm sorry. I was just coming down, it's kind of hard to tell in the video, but it's super steep coming down here. It comes down this fern kind of mud slope down towards one of the beaches. And I don't know, something was just telling me that I wanted to come down here and have a look. And as I was coming through these ferns here, I bumped a buck. He was kind of bedded right up against this ridge line here. And he popped up and he heard me, but he didn't see me. So as he was bouncing off, I called to him and stopped him in his tracks and popped one in him. Where, oh, that might have been 15 yards, 20 yards at the most. So of course now it's just starting to pour in. I had to literally throw my camera down into the mud, throw my rifle up. I'll go up and have a look at him in a minute here. It is going to be a pain to get him out of here, but that's all right. First morning here, first buck down, so that's all right. Oh, that's awesome. He's probably been hanging around in here for a little while. They're definitely not big deer, but they're good looking deer. He's all rutted up, I can smell him. So yeah, like I said, unfortunately I wasn't able to get it on camera, but just luck of the draw, it worked out. I just happened to hike right into his bedroom, it seems. There's a couple scrapes behind the camera there. There's one up here, and he was just kind of bedded down right on the edge of that cliff. So he's definitely stinks. So he's very, very rutted up. It's a perfect example of a Island blacktail. Sometimes you get lucky. I'm literally 2.5 hours into day one, and we got a buck down. It's starting to rain. I'm gonna get going on processing this guy. It's gonna be a hell of a pack out of here. So, but day one down, so that's nice. That takes the edge off. That's I needed that. Alrighty, let's get to work. So I just got back down to my deer with my gear here. And I didn't get a look at it, but in the bushes, like through the thick cover, just behind my deer, I bumped another deer out on my way in. I didn't see if it was a buck or a doe, but it was just about on top of my deer, and obviously I wasn't being very quiet. I was coming down to retrieve the one I already shot. Almost had a double header. That's all right. It's a good morning. But I mean, we're 11 o'clock now. I shot that deer about an hour ago, just over an hour ago. So it took me a little while to get out and come back in. So they're still up and moving around midday, which is good. You just gotta kind of get into where they are. One of the things I want to quickly go over with you guys. Some of you guys haven't shot a buck during the rut before, so you're going to be in for a nasty surprise if you don't understand what tarsal glands are. So just to go over it quickly, on the inside of the leg here, you're going to notice, here, I'm just going to flip this camera around. All right, so you're going to notice this dark spot on the inside of the hind legs. It's called the tarsal gland. So that basically secretes an odor during the rut. And that's what they use to mark their territory with. You're going to notice it smells really musky. Especially if you've got a pretty rutted up buck, you'll smell them before you ever see them, to be completely honest. But you don't want to touch that. Ideally not without gloves. Well, ideally not at all. And when you cut it off, the other thing you want to do is you want to cut that with a knife that you're not going to touch the rest of the deer with, because that stuff will taint your meat and you will smell it for days and you're going to taste it for even longer. So don't taint the rest of your meat with a knife that's touched that tarsal gland in any way, shape, or form. So what I've done is I've got kind of a cheap old, it's taken me a little bit longer, but it's an old Eastman knife. So that's my tarsal gland knife. I'm not going to use that for absolutely anything else on this deer. And then basically what you're just going to do is you're just going to cut it out. Unfortunately, that knife, I realized, was not super sharp, so the cuts are a little bit off. But basically you want to cut that out, ideally without cutting that tendon here. So you don't want to cut this tendon down here, because to hang your deer, that's where you're going to hang it from. You're going to poke through that membrane there, and then you're going to sit between the bone and the tendon when you hang it up. There's not many other places to hang a deer. So ideally you don't want to cut through that when you cut this off, so be careful with that. But yeah, cut your tarsal gland off, toss them. Mine are down there in the bushes. And make sure you do not touch any of the rest of your deer with that, because, like I said, he will wreck your meat and wreck your day pretty quick. Alrighty guys, so quartered out, all the odds and ends, all packed up, everything in one pack. So now I gotta work my way back up. I feel like the camera really doesn't do this hill justice. But yeah, that's it. On to the next one. Hey guys, so day one is a wrap. That buck was just in an absolutely nasty spot, so it took me the better part of the day into the early afternoon to get him out of there. The days are pretty short right now. I think sunset was 4:30 today. So when I got out, I honestly really didn't have the motivation to go try and find another deer and start dealing with that. But I did get out of there right around that prime time. So I went for a walk up another spot that I know a little ways up. Ended up bumping a doe. She wasn't close enough and I wasn't motivated enough to really put a stalk on her, so passed on that one. I did run into town, grabbed a couple odds and ends, picked up some olive oil and some seasoning, and we're doing a little bit of buck tenderloin for tonight. So I do have dinner, but figured I'd try some of them out, do an appy. So I just did a little bit of a simmer in olive oil and some Montreal steak spice, and that's it. So really good. Honestly, I think blacktails are probably the best tasting deer. You know, some people say muleys are at the bottom of the list, whitetails are at the top of their list. If you haven't tried blacktail, you're missing out. There's a reason I come over here and hunt these things. They're not huge, they're not giant trophies, but they taste absolutely amazing. It's gonna be a quiet evening. I'm just crashing in my truck, so I picked up, like I said, odds and ends, made that, and then beautiful thing about hunting in civilization, picked up a little bottle of vino, so I'm gonna have a little bit of red wine along with my buck, and we're gonna call it an early night. So I will catch you guys in the morning. Morning, guys. So it's about 8 o'clock right now. That storm that rolled through last night was just absolutely blowing and dumping rain. So it wrapped up probably about 6:30 this morning. And so it's still raining a bit, but there's a bit of blue sky poking through now. But I don't think anything was up and moving last night, so I figured I'd take a walk along a pipeline cut this morning. You know, it's just quiet. There's nothing going. So when doe season opens up over here, just the pressure on them gets immense. So I find the best results really are still stalking the timber. But I figured this morning, just because this was close to where I was camped, I'd do a quick walk and see what was going on. And like I said, it's about 8 o'clock now and I'm not seeing hide or hair of anything, so I'm going to switch it up. But that was how I found my buck yesterday, right? It's going to be the plan today. I mean, if the weather's going to stay like this, I'll kick around a little bit longer. But we'll see how the day plays out. I'm going to go back to the truck, grab a cup of coffee, and then switch it up a little bit. Bye. Now we're getting somewhere. Well, guys, it is about 12 o'clock. There's not much moving at all this morning. I saw one doe that honestly was small even by Texada standards, so passed on that one. And then, yeah, I was hoping there'd be a little more moving around this morning because that storm just ransacked the place last night, but doesn't seem to be much moving around at all. So it probably doesn't help. I haven't gone to any busy spots, and I've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost 7 different groups of hunters this morning. So, and like I said, I I don't go where everybody else goes. So that's saying something. But I think I'm gonna have lunch now, and then I'm probably gonna pull the plug early here. That storm that rolled through here last night ran through the lower mainland as well and kind of ransacked our farm. So my wife's on damage control today. There's a bunch of stuff that got knocked over and torn up, and sounds like there's quite the to-do list. So it's basically, a half-day affair, 3/4 of a day affair for me to get out of here. So I did get my one deer. I'm not going home empty-handed. I think that's going to be the case. I got, like I said, the next ferry is 3:30, so I'll hunt up until a half hour before that and see if I can't put something together. And if not, well, I'll be on the ferry and I'll be on my way home. But successful, so it's all right. But I will catch you guys in a little bit. All right, bye. Alright guys, it is about 9 o'clock in the evening. I am on ferry number 3 on the way home. I just figured I'd do a quick blurb here and close this video out. I hunted a little bit more of that this afternoon, but after running into other hunters that were already in the spots I was going to go to in 3 out of the 4 spots that I went to go check, I just figured I'd call it a day. I've got a million and one things to do around the farm anyways, so this is going to be a quick video. Again, unfortunately I did not get the shot on camera on that deer, but hopefully you guys find this entertaining, and I will catch you guys on the next one. I've got a bit of a backlog of footage right now. I've got the goat hunt that I'm just about done editing, I've got 2 moose hunts, and then I've got this one. So I will get them all out to you. I don't know if I'm going to make it out again this season or not. I might make it out for a late deer hunt, but if not, that may be it. It's been a super busy 5, almost 6 week stretch here. I have not spent a lot of time at home, so I have a million and one things I need to catch up on, but I will catch up on those things, and I will catch up with you guys. And again, I appreciate the support. It's been great meeting a lot of you. And yeah, if you've got any questions, comments, feel free to drop them in the comment section, reach out to me, and I will catch you guys on the next one. All right, thanks again.